Okay. All right. It's what, week 4 of our Surge to Summit? We're like down to the final week of our first month together. And you guys are you're doing an awesome job. I'm just really proud of you all for all of your hard work. But before we kind of jump in today and we kick things off, I just want to hear from you guys, like, what are you just so excited about? What are you proud of? What's going on in your business that we just need to celebrate? And I want you to just either comment or unmute, and I want you to just really think about all of the things that you are excited about in your business right now, things that are changing for you. And it doesn't even need to be like money or whatever. It just needs to be like, what are you really, really proud about right now? So Adela, yay, you signed a coach. That's so exciting. What else?
Melanie.
Yeah.
So I had like 2 rock star coaches, and they both, like, this last year they hit all-star and then they like stopped coaching, and it kind of deflated me too. And I just signed a new coach this last week who's like full of energy. She started posting right away, and like that, like working with her this last week, even though it was one of my worst weeks, like that right alone, working with her has been like an amazing, like, it's reignited me. I'm so ready.
That's awesome. It's like that one person to just kind of bring that energy. That's good. Yay. That is good. All right. What else? Let's see. Adela's proud that she's been inviting even the people that I'm excited for you, and clearly it's working and it's paying off because you signed up a coach and you planted a bunch of seeds. So that's exciting. 4 coaches who have sold challenge packs. Yay! That's exciting. Most coaches that I've ever had on the Success Club board. So Melissa, you are crushing it, and I know you've got a lot going on in your personal life too, and you are just making it happen. So I really commend you for that, because I think that's incredible. So awesome. Karen, I have a team that is really great. 5 rank advances and people are engaged. Wow. Karen, that is like really exciting. I'm so excited for you. That's very cool. Katie, excited that my team is rocking this month. They are rocking this month. They're signing coaches, hitting SC, truly diving into the business. I swear there is no greater joy. Like, it's awesome to like rock Success Club 10 and be on the PV, shout outs. But when your team does it, like, that tops it all. And it gives me goosebumps to talk about it. But it's like, I don't want to be in this business alone. I want my coaches to have success too. Like, it doesn't feel the same unless I have people doing it with me, right? And so that is so cool. That is really exciting, Katie. And it's your leadership. Like, you're leading them, which is very cool. And that's awesome. So I love it. All right, Chelsea, gaining independence and authenticity in my challenge groups, making them mine. That is perfect. That is good. You're, rocking your own vibe and attracting your tribe. There's nothing better than being your own self and not being somebody else, because that's when you find the real people, that are like you, that just get you, which is cool. All right, hitting SC8. Okay, is it Andrea Dickerson? Is that what it is? Okay, because it came up like Andia, and I was like, I don't know how to pronounce that. Hitting SC8, signing a new coach this month, having consistent Shakeology drinkers. That's huge. That's really good. I love it. Ashley, hey there. All right, hitting SC8 should be at 10 tomorrow. 2 new coaches this month. I'm planning coach events and have coaches that are actually interested in weekly meetings. That's awesome. I know Stacy Kober is running her own team calls. I think that was a first for her this month too, and hers are doing great. Deb signed 2 coaches. Congratulations. I feel like my brand is cohesive, Deb, and that's huge with my true self. That is really awesome. Been going live is good. Attracting the right followers. Yay. All right. That's awesome. Anything else? Anybody else? Oriana, first solo challenge group started on Monday. And SC8, wow, invite sent out for the coaching opportunity. That is cool. You guys are doing awesome. That is so good. And I know there are so many more of you that haven't spoke up, and I know things are going well for you. I know things are happening in your business, and that's exciting. And it's important that we don't always just go to, how many of us just automatically go to the things we're not doing right, or the things we want to be better at, or, the goals that we haven't accomplished. Like, make sure that every day you celebrate the successes that you're having, that you don't get stuck looking on, I'm not where I want to be, or this isn't happening in my business, but really look at these things that are happening that are helping you to grow, which is awesome. So I think somebody's unmuted. Did somebody have something to say, or do I just need to mute everybody? All right. I'll just hit the little mute thing and then we'll be good to go. Okay. All right. So I just came back from Entree Leadership. Our flight got delayed until 11:15 last night. So I didn't walk in the door until 3 a.m. in the morning. And so I slept until about 9:30, which for those of you guys that know me, that's like unheard of. But I've had a migraine for 2 days straight. I have like the worst knot in my neck ever. So anyways, I slept in, took my allergy medicine. I think it felt a little better. I did my workout this morning, and here I am somewhat halfway showered and showing up for this call because this group just has really set my soul on fire this month. And I just have to tell you that I'm loving spending time with you. I'm loving that you're showing up. I'm loving that you're participating. I love seeing your stories and seeing you ask questions and just be hungry to learn and grow your business. And it's just really made me love my job even more. And one of my personal goals this year in 2017 was just to really be like, what can I do to help everybody in my organization grow? You know, how can I be a better leader? How can I step up and do things I haven't done before? And this was one of those things where I was like, it doesn't matter what organization you're in my downline, or who you are, or where you're at, how many levels deep. It's like, how can we work together? And it's cool to see this come together. So I'm excited. 3 days at Entree Leadership, hands down the best investment ever. And I will tell you, it's an investment. It was like $2,500 to go to this 3-day training. And at first that might be sticker shock to a lot of us, you know, and be like, holy cow, that's the most I've ever spent on personal development seminars in my life. And I also was the kind of girl that never invested in personal development events other than Beachbody events before this year. Actually, before I went to Tony Robbins in the fall. And I set this personal goal for myself to make sure that I attend at least 2 personal development events each year, because I want to grow in my leadership. I want to grow in my personal development and my confidence as a leader. And there are so many things that I have yet to learn. And this past 3 days really affirmed that. There were a lot of big speakers, John Maxwell and Simon Sinek and Robert Herjavec, who was on the Shark Tank, and Lou Holtz, who was the Notre Dame football coach. I mean, there was just a lot of great people in one room, and just made me realize that, number one, I'll never stop learning. I'll never know it all. John Maxwell is 70 years old, and he's still every single day is improving his life. You know, he's committed to that personal growth. And there's just so many things I've learned, that there's just so many more opportunities out there, and that it is important that we continue to improve ourselves daily. And one of the things that really stuck out to me that I'm committed to doing is, they said, you know, anything that you want to accomplish in your life, you can become an expert by doing this one thing. If you devote 1 hour a day to the thing you want to become an expert in for 5 years, you will become an expert. Think about that. If you devote 1 hour a day to learning the thing that you want to become an expert in, 1 hour a day for 5 years, you will become an expert in that thing. And so John Maxwell used this analogy of cutting down a tree. And he said, you know, what you do every single day is, you know, say you pick up an axe and you go out to a tree in the backyard and you hit that tree 5 times, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you put the axe down, you go inside. Did you cut down the tree? No. But you come back the next day, you pick up the axe 5 times, you hit that tree. What's going to happen? Eventually, that tree is going to fall over. Eventually, you will cut down that tree. And he talks about, what if you go out and you do 5 chops on this tree, and then the next day you come out and you do 5 chops on this tree, and the next day you go out and do 5 chops on this tree. Do you ever cut down the tree? No. You're just all over the place trying to cut down trees, and you're never really making movement in a direction. And he talks about how you can become an expert in 1 hour a day by focusing on that specific goal or area of your life. And it was just eye-opening. And then he stopped and he says, you know, that sounds like a simple practice. Sounds like a simple practice, but most will not do it. Do you know why most people will not do it? Because they'll lose consistency. They'll only hit that tree when it's convenient, or they'll do it for a week and then they'll stop. Or they will say, this isn't happening fast enough for me, so I'm just going to move on. This isn't for me, right? So very few people have the mindset to say, when it's not working right away, I'll keep showing up. I'll keep picking up the axe. I'll keep hitting the tree. I'll understand that the things I do repeatedly over time, not just for a week, not just for 2 weeks, not just for these 4 weeks that we've been here together, but for 5 years, you will change your life. And it was so powerful for me to think that we live in this world of just instant gratification. Instant, I need it. If I don't get it now, I'm going to another MLM. If I don't have success in 1 year, oh, I haven't made it, I'll follow the next shiny object. And that is the problem, of why when people say, why is there not, why is everybody that signs up in Beachbody not super duper successful? That's the reason why. It's the mindset. It is the consistency over time. And you guys, you're like just getting started. You're just getting started. And I know I say this, it's like, don't get down on yourself. Don't look at that and say, when am I going to get there? When am I going to get there? It's not happening fast enough. I promise you it will come. And John Maxwell talked about how he devoted his life to personal growth and to success. And for 2 years, he said to himself, when am I going to get there? It's like the kids in the back seat of the car. Mommy, are we there yet? Mommy, are we there yet? Mommy, are we there yet? Right? It's like that thought. But then all of a sudden in 2 years of an hour a day, consistently every single day, he started to see that he was beginning to arrive at the destination. And I need to find it, and I know it's in my notes, and I'm going to find it right now. And you stop saying, are we there yet? Or when are we going to get there? And you start to say to yourself, hold on, how far can I go? And I believe that's exactly it. How far can I go? So I look at my business and I look at where I am right now. It's how far can I go versus how long will it take to get there? How far can I go versus how long will it take to get there? And I look at my business right now, and it's not when will I get there, but how far can I go? I'm not done yet. There's so many more people I can help. There's so many more people that need the business opportunity, right? I can grow so much more in this business and in this organization. And when you stop saying that, when am I going to get there? Why am I not further along? And saying, how much further can I go? Like I challenged you this month with Success Club. You're at 5, don't stop. How much further can I go? You signed your 2 coaches you wanted to sign. How much further can you go? How can you, and that's just it. It's not a competition between the person in the square on the Zoom call next to you. It's a competition with yourself. How much further can I go? How can I continually raise the bar for myself? And I even bolded this. If you spend an hour a day on a subject, in 5 years, you're going to become an expert. Dedicate yourself to the things that you want to become amazing at. And what will happen is it will open opportunities to you in other places. So I go to this event, I invest the money in the event, right? My kids, it's the last 2 weeks of school. I'm going to be leaving to go to Italy, next Sunday. My life is really busy. I've got some transitions, some personal things with my kids going on. It would have been so easy for me to say, now's not the time. Now's not the time to invest. Now's not the time to go away. But when you go to events and you make the sacrifice and you put yourself out there and you go all in, you meet new people. I talked to a lot of people at this event. Who knows that, one person I didn't talk to isn't going to be the next opportunity for me or the next open door, right? So we have to continually say, like, Summit is an opportunity to go, not put your head down, not be in your own little bubble, but to meet other people, to go to Summit, to introduce yourself to other people, to ask questions. If you see somebody in this business that you admire or aspire, or even just somebody in, out there in your community, you want to start asking questions. Make it a point to go to things and just soak up as much of other people's time as you can and ask questions so you can gain the knowledge in the area that you want to become an expert. And, the one thing that as I was sitting there, I don't know how many of you know, like, this year's been a transition year for me where I'm like, what do I want? What's my vision? Where's my business going? Who do I want to be? What do I want to do? What do I want to accomplish, in my life? And it was like, I got that. There was one speaker, one thing that they said, and I was like, I can leave. I'm good. I know I had a crystal clear vision. It was that moment. That moment. We're searching for that every single day. So I say to you guys, commit to going to events. And next year, I'm going to go back to EntreLeadership. It's in Texas. We got a Beachbody group rate. I would love for you guys to go and be a part of that next year. It is like $2,500 to go. They feed you lunch, which is awesome. They have great snacks. You just have to kind of mishmash your breakfast and your dinner together. You can jam in 4 people in a room, but we have a Beachbody group rate. And I promise, I challenge you to start saving money, to say $2,500 divided by 12 months out of the year. How can I begin to create a slush fund of the income that I'm creating in my business for personal growth, for personal development? And then say to yourself, who on my team is a leader that I would want to take with me? And start to think about, okay, as a team, we will grow if we go to things like this. So 12 months, take a portion of your income, and maybe that means that you set a goal and you say, I'm going to earn a little more income because I want to be able to afford to go to those things, and I want you to invest in yourself in the next 12 months. Challenge you to invest in yourself. So I'm going to EntreLeadership next year. It's in May again. I think it's like the 20th through the 23rd. I think it's in San Antonio, Texas. I'm going to do like the little group rate thing. So if you are interested or would like to go, just send me a private message or whatever, and we'll kind of start working that together for next year. And I know for me personally, I am going to invest in my organization. So I'm going to set aside a portion of money for my diamond team leaders and above. And I'm going to say, look, I'll put in X amount of money towards you going to EntreLeadership next year. If you reach this goal, that certain goal, and then I'll give you the portion and we'll sort of meet halfway to kind of lessen that load, so I'm thinking about doing that too. So maybe you want to sort of even say, I'm going to set aside X amount of money for myself, but then I'm going to put this little kitty of money over here, even if it's just an extra $100 that I'm going to invest in my team when like a scholarship, when somebody shows those traits and those qualities, you say, look, I want to reward you. I'm going to give you X amount of money towards this event because I see the potential in you. I know you can rock this business. Do you want to go with me? Here's what I put aside for you, and so begin to think about that. What do I want to do? And you don't have to incentivize anybody now, but I think to start thinking about that is smart. That's being a smart business owner. We want to invest in the future of our company, and that's exactly what we're doing. So, all right. So anyways, you can subscribe to the EntreLeadership podcast. Dave Ramsey, he's just a phenomenal person, phenomenal business owner, just so stinking smart. And I would encourage you to make sure you subscribe to this podcast and just invest in your leadership development. Even as an Emerald coach, you are a leader. As a coach, not even Emerald yet, you are a leader. The day that you press submit on your Beachbody coaching career, you became a leader. You became a leader. So you want to think of yourself that way. All right. So a couple of things that really stuck out to me that I want to talk to you guys about today is number one, let's do housekeeping. Housekeeping is this. If you signed your 3 coaches in the past, the first week was week 1. I need you to send me a private message with your address because I need to send you your 10X bracelet. If you signed up 3 coaches between this past Monday and Sunday, right? Am I right? Am I off a week? I can't remember because everything's like, I still need your name and your address so I can send you your bracelets. I'm going to order those. So if you want to go to your pod and make sure everybody knows, I know not everybody's on here live. I just need to know. I need a private message so I can get that ordered. If you rank advanced to diamond or above today, or somebody on your team did, or of somebody in your pod, I need a recognition in the Surge to Summit so that I can send you your surprise gift that I am sending out to those that rank advanced today. That was the one thing that I told you that I was going to do. So I want to know about that. All right. So those are the 2 housekeeping things that we have going on for this week. Now, a few things. There's a lot of us right now that we have the business opportunity call tonight. It's at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you have some people you want to invite or you want to invite to it, let me give you a couple pieces of advice. Do not copy my event to your timeline and say the Dream Team is hosting a business opportunity event tonight. You create your own image. You create your own post. You put your own text in there and you tell the story. You know how last night I talked to you guys about a little bit about that attraction marketing and storytelling. So if you want to invite people to tonight's event or even apply this to the next coaching opportunity that your pod is doing or that you're doing, tell a story. Stories are what are going to bring people into your business, right? So tell people why has this business opportunity impacted your life? Financially, physically, emotionally, in your confidence. What has it done for you? Has it just surrounded you with positive people that maybe in your life you've never had? Like, those are the things you want to spotlight. And then you want to make sure your call to action stands out. Do not leave your post as a so what post. A so what post is when you tell this great story and you have this great picture and then you don't call people to action. So you want to call people to action and say, if this spoke to you, our team is hosting an informational event at 8 p.m. tonight. You can get all the information about what we do as coaches. You can join us, private message me, or send me an email, or like this post, whatever you want to do. And then that's your call to action. All right. And then when somebody says, I want more information, all you do when you respond back is not, great, here's the link, but you have a conversation. I'm so excited that you are excited about about coaching, the possibility of coaching. What interests you about coaching? And are you currently working with a coach? So before you just give them the link, ask them a question. Get to know them just a little bit. And then after they kind of give you some feedback, say, awesome, I think you'd be a great coach, right? Here's the link to tonight. I'll follow up with you afterwards. If for any reason you can't be on live, this is the link that it will be recorded on. So you can just click back to this later and then we can chat afterwards. And then you write them down on your list, ask them for their email address, and now you've got them, on your list of people to follow. All right. So that is kind of what you want to do. So number one, if you're going to invite to the business opportunity event tonight, it's got to be an authentic, original post from you that tells a little bit about why you love Beachbody and coaching and the accountability. Clear call to action. Tell people how they can get involved. Send them a private message. Don't just give them the link. Short conversation. Give them a link. Put them on your follow-up list and move on. Number two, if you're going to invite to the business opportunity event tonight, go into your challenge groups. Go in there. Just be honest and say, look, I don't want to sell you anything. I love having you guys as a customer. I absolutely love supporting you in your health and fitness journey, but I feel like I'd be doing you a disservice if I just didn't put this out there. You can ignore me. That's cool. But look, I'm doing this. Our team is doing an opportunity event tonight. If you've ever thought about coaching, if you've ever thought about, helping just even a few people get started on their fitness journey, here's an informational event that just can help you make a better decision. It's at 8:00 tonight. And in there, you could put the link to the event, or you could say, hey, send me a message. And I would do that now. Like, as soon as we get off this call, go into your challenge groups, your free groups, past groups, just invite people. One step further, send those people that you think would make a great coach a private message. So maybe today, if that's your focus, is getting those few people to sign up, is going back to even the people from last month that didn't follow through, didn't sign up, going back through your contact list and following up with people, making sure people remind them that the call is tonight. Like, I'm going to do a reminder to people that said they were interested when we're done with our call here today. So those are some of the things that I'm going to do to just make sure I'm staying on people's radars. That's one of the things Grant Cardone talks about in his book. You follow up and follow up and follow, and don't be afraid to follow up. Don't be afraid to be annoying a little bit, right? Don't be afraid. You got to keep reminding people because it works. How many of you have followed up like 3 and 4 times and finally they come through? So don't be afraid to do that, and don't ever apologize for following up because you love what you do and you want to make sure that people know about it too. So make sure that you do follow up. And I love, Devin, what you're saying about sending the voice messages, because then people really feel your heart come out. They really, and they know that you're genuinely just really want to share it with them, that it's not like, I just want you to sign up for my team kind of a deal. All right. Okay, good. Adela, that's awesome that you got an email from a person on Instagram. And Instagram is just awesome. Like, take advantage of Instagram. It's just, it's really a great place to build your business too. Okay. So with that being said, that's kind of the focus. If you're going to invite to that, you want to do that today. Now, here's the other thing. One of the reoccurring things that I'm hearing from coaches is fear. is a little bit of fear related to putting ourselves out there, a little bit of fear related to the business opportunity, a little bit of fear just with leadership, whether you are fearful of success. So what would you say, guys, that you are fearful of in this business right now? Are you afraid of making money? Are you afraid of what people are going to think of you? Are you fearful of somebody telling you no? When you think, are you fearful of judgment? A lot of us are fearful of actual success. How do I handle that success when I get there? And so fear is a really big part of growth. Yeah, it's inevitable. Do you think about how many of you were fearful, those of you that have children, how many of you were fearful when you got pregnant? And you started to think about, this is real. Like, I can't take this back. This thing is in there and it's coming out and there's only one way out and it's not going to be pretty. And oh my God, am I going to be a good mom? And oh my God, am I going to be, how am I going to do this? Remember that fear? And what happened? You figured it out. Right? And so you got yourself all worked up about things that you couldn't control. And so one of the things that Robert Herjavec talked about is this. He says you need to do what is required for your business, even when failure is so hard that you can't physically do it. And those are the days that build character. And he says you're not going to fail because of a lack of talent. You will fail or succeed because of your ability to overcome failure and go towards the shining light. I feel like I need to say this one more time. You are not going to fail because of your lack of talent. You are not. You will fail or succeed because of your ability to overcome failure and go forward towards the shining light. None of us came into Beachbody coaching with a lot of talent in social media. Very few of us came into this Beachbody business with any kind of understanding, a certification in health and fitness, right? Or even network marketing. We all made the decision to say, I am going to overcome my failure and I'm going to put one foot in front of the other. And the more I invite, the more I post, the more I'm going to build my confidence. But if every time you go to invite to the coaching opportunity, you talk yourself out of it, it's not talent, it's the space between your head. And so it's retraining ourselves. We're giving ourselves therapy on a daily basis to overcome failure. And we're walking ourselves through that. And so every time you are faced with a situation where you have a decision, you have to say to yourself, doing this thing is going to build my confidence, because when I do it and I didn't die, it's going to build my confidence. When I invite somebody and they didn't block me, I build my confidence, right? When I post and somebody compliments me on my post and how it changed their life, I build my confidence. And so that is so important. You're not going to fail because of a lack of talent. So if you say to yourself, I don't know how to use Instagram, or I don't want to do live videos, you can teach yourself that. You got to get over your headspace in order to make it successful. And we can't use that as an excuse. And so being able to identify what is an excuse because I'm afraid and what is real. And so I want you to even evaluate over the last 3 weeks and say to yourself, okay, what excuses am I telling myself in my mind right now that are holding me back from where I want to go in my business? What excuses am I telling myself? I don't have enough time. I'm not organized. My kids are small. I'm not sleeping through the night. I work a 60-hour work week. There are things you are telling yourself right now that are holding you back from where you want to go in your business. And we have to chuck those to the wind, because look, success, in order to be successful, we have to fail. And there are going to be moments where you have the biggest setback in your life. The biggest setback in your life. Your top coach quits the business. Or somebody that you are best friends with tells you they can't be friends with you anymore because you are a Beachbody coach. Right? There are going to be things that happen, and you're going to wake up and you are physically going to say, I don't think I can do today. I don't think I can be a Beachbody coach today. You have two choices. You can say to yourself, this is going to build character, or I'm going to let it define me. Yesterday morning, the alarm went off and Katie looked at me with like daggers in her eyes, right? From the minute we woke up in the morning, it was like, we are exhausted. We are so tired. We stayed up way too late making really stupid videos, and we should have been in bed. We argued about the temperature in the room way too long, and we knew that that alarm was going to go off at 5 a.m. in the morning. And we knew we had to be packed and out the door, and we had to take our suitcases over to the hotel where the event was. Like, we knew. And when we woke up in the morning, we were not in a good mood. We were grumpy. We were tired. Our muscles were fatigued. We were hungry. I was sick of staring at the dessert table and not being allowed to eat it. I was sick of looking at people in the lobby with margaritas and not being allowed to drink it. Like, we were just sort of grumpy, right? And we drug ourselves down to the gym in the hotel, and we pushed play, and every single muscle in our body wouldn't work. It was like somebody paralyzed us. And I don't know why we felt like that, but there was no gas. Oh, and we hadn't pooped in like 5 days. And I seriously thought shit was going to come out my mouth. Does anybody get that when they travel? Like, your whole system is jacked up. So I was like, I'm either going to vomit on the floor or I'm going to poop my pants. And so the two of us are like dying in this workout, right? We're just miserable. And we looked at each other and we're like, this isn't our best. This isn't our best. And we were like, keep going. Just keep going. This builds character. Keep going. We could have shut off the workout halfway through. Nobody would have known. But I just think about on the days where everything in your body doesn't want to do it, and you feel like poop, and you feel like crap, and you want to poop, and you want to puke, and you just do it anyways, those are the days that build character. That was the day I walked up to the room and I made that live video. And I was honest. I was like, that sucked. Everything about that workout sucked. But I know that it's in those moments where I feel like I can't do it that I grow. And that was the morning I got the most private messages from the most people that said, I pushed play because of your video. I pushed play because you were honest about the struggle that you had. And I think about that in everything we do in life. You just have to look at those failures, or you have to look at those moments where you feel like you physically can't go on, and you have to say, this builds character. This is not happening because I'm a bad person. It's not happening. This situation isn't happening. I'm not doomed for life. It's just, this is building character. Because crappy things are going to happen, right? And it might not just be a bad workout. It might be something bigger in life. Crappy things, it's not if or maybe something bad's going to happen. Something will happen to you, and you have a choice. You're going to let it defeat you, or you're going to let it build the character within you, all right? I want you to think about that. All right, so we are going to really think to ourselves today, guys, is how many no's can we get? How many times can we put ourselves out there and be vulnerable? How can we share our story so we can connect with people more? How can we look at where we're at in our business right now on May 25th and say I have till May 31st to reach some of the goals that I've set for myself? I'm going to draw a line in the sand. I'm going to say it's a holiday weekend. It's a holiday weekend. I want to be with my family, right? I want to enjoy life a little bit. I want to go out and have a good time. But what do I need to do? What do I need? What are those things? Chopping that tree, chopping that wood 5 times. All right, what do I need to do? Look at your calendar. Is it you're going to get up an hour early on Saturday and Sunday? Is it that you're going to, where are you going to discipline yourself within this weekend to make your goals happen? What do you need to do? What sacrifices do you need to make? And then the last thing I want to say is I want you to be where you need to be when you need to be there. So you do your business, and it's family time. I don't want to see you on your phone. I don't want to see you checking messages. I want you to be where you are. I want you to be just disciplined and dedicated to grow your business, but I want you to be just as disciplined and dedicated to the people that you love. All right? So can you promise me that this holiday weekend, you will be an example of how to have balance and enjoy life, do your workout, eat healthy, enjoy those treats, share it on social media, do your posts about your challenge groups, do those follow-ups, get out there and invite more than you've ever invited. And then when the work hour is done, you put it away, you turn off the notifications, and you be that committed and that focused to your family. Because 1 hour or 2 hours with your kids of 100% in the moment dedication and commitment to your children is better than 8 hours of you sitting there on your phone and saying you're spending time with your family. And that was something that I don't even know who said that to me over the weekend, but it hit me like a ton of bricks. How many of you have had your kids say to you, Mommy, put down your phone? Mommy, you're always on your phone. I think about that all the time. And yes, there are going to be times where I do need to be on my phone, or I need to say to my kids, and I've done this before, hey, mommy's got a really big goal she wants to hit. And so just for the next few weeks, mommy's going to work a little extra hard. But when mommy reaches that goal, we're going to celebrate together. And this is what we're going to do. What do you want to do when mommy gets to this goal? Do you want to go to Fun for All? Do you want to go putt-putting? Do you want mommy to take you to the movies? And we celebrate that goal as a family. So there will be seasons in your business where you're pushing extra hard. And maybe that season for you is right now. But make sure that when it's time for your family or your spouse, that you draw that same line for them too. I promise you that will pay you for it. And Christy writes. She wrote the book Business Boutique, and she talked about that specific. She's 34 years old. She's got a 6-month-old, and she's got an 2-year-old. And that I told her, and she talked about seasons. She said right now in this season of her life, she is crazy busy. She's been traveling. She isn't seeing her kids, and it's crazy. And she knows that it's a sacrifice. She goes, but that season is about to end, and we're going on vacation. And she goes, and you won't see me on my phone or on my computer. She goes, and I've communicated that to my kids and my family. And I thought, that's us. This business, it's not business and family. It's one big bucket for us. In this kind of business, it's all one bucket. And so we just have to make sure we're setting those limits. And I believe that we can do it. So even as this weekend happens, right, and it's going to get crazy and we're going to be busy, and a lot of us have lots of things going on, we just have to remember our business goals are important. Our business goals, reaching our business goals, allow us the comforts of the things we want to do with our family. And yes, we're going to maybe sacrifice a little bit, but it's going to pay off in the end. And I'll leave you with another story before I open it up for questions. So last week, I took my kids to Disney. And for those of you that don't know me really well, or my story really well, when Matt and I, when we first made the decision that I was going to leave my job and we were going to cut corners, and literally we had $100 a month for groceries. Right? We had no fluff. There was no more eating out. There was none of that. No vacations. We stopped vacationing because the sacrifice was, I want to stay home. I want to be a stay-at-home mom. We knew that was going to be our lifestyle, right? And my family took a vacation every summer. That was just something we did, and I really missed that. And that first Success Club trip, when I earned that trip to Disney and I took my kids, I was so proud of that. So proud to be able to take them on a vacation that I knew we would never be able to afford, to Disney nonetheless, which is ridiculously expensive. And they were so little, they don't really remember going to Disney because Bryce was like 2 and Landon was 4 or 5 at that time. But this year, we went to Disney for a couple of days before the Entre Leadership. We decided, you know what, let's just extend this. Let's let the kids, we'll fly down as a family on Wednesday. We'll pull them out of school. We'll spend a few days as a family. We'll do Disney. They'll fly home and I'll stay. And it was Thursday night. It was fireworks. It was Star Wars fireworks. And we bought this pass to do a dessert party, which allowed us to get pictures with all the characters. And it allowed us to have unlimited desserts, which Matt and I paid $45 a piece and couldn't eat any desserts. That just about damn near killed us. And we were like, we're going to cheat. We're going to have a vodka soda water. We're going to cheat. Let's go. We walked up to the bar and they didn't serve vodka soda waters. It was like wine or beer. And we're like, ah! So we grab a coffee and we're eating fruit, and it was like torture. We kept going, kids, how does that taste? Try this. We kept forcing all the things we wanted to try on them. But anyways, they're exhausted. Our kids were exhausted. It's 10:30 at night. We go to the fireworks, and then we have preferential seating. We're right up front, and Bryce is up on Matt's shoulders. And the fireworks show starts happening, and whatever that, I don't even know, the Star Wars jet, whatever the thing, Millennium Falcon, flies in, into the thing, and the fireworks are going off and the laser show. And I look at my boys' faces, and they're just the joy and excitement in their faces in this moment is oh my God, they were so excited to be there. And I just looked at them and I thought, I did this. That was my hard work. That moment, Bryce's face, Bryce is the pure joy in my kids' eyes of knowing that all the hard work for 6 years, I'm 34 years old, 6 years of hard work and dedication and late nights and early mornings and growth, personal growth, and looking at his face, that's it. That was the moment. That's why I work hard. Their little faces, to know that at 6 and 8, I am setting them up for their future and those experiences that we get to spend together and that hard work that I never would envision my life 6 years ago. That's why we do what we do. It's our families, it's the people we impact, it's the people around us, and the money is awesome. It allows us to bless more people in our lives. So guys, as you struggle in this business, because you will, as it gets hard, as you have moments where you don't think you can do it, I want you to envision those faces, those people, the people you love, the impact you can make. And remember, it is worth it. It is worth it. And I know that you can do it too. So with that being said, guys, that's just, I want you to think about that. I just really want you to know that you can have that too. And you can grow a lot in 5 years if you just think about that chopping of the wood and you have the skills, you know what to do. And you got to go out there and you got to 10x it every stinking day with that vision in your mind of just being relentless and just keeping those blinders on and who cares what anybody else is doing, and you just got to run your own race. So, all right, guys, I made you guys cry. I'm sorry, but it was such a powerful moment to me. It was just that moment was like, and that's why we do what we do. That's why we do what we do. It's so rewarding to be able to do it. So, all right, questions, just anything that's on your mind, anything that sticks out to you, anything I can help you with. You've got me for another 10 minutes. Please use this time wisely. Pods, are your pods going well? Are you guys doing your calls with your pods? Please. And here's one other thing too. If your pod sucks, I'm sure there's a sucky pod out there somewhere that fell apart and didn't meet with their people. Don't just say my pod didn't work. Come tell me so that I can match you up with somebody else. All right. So I need to know that kind of stuff too. So don't just fade into the darkness either. Questions? Anything?
Okay, Melanie, I have a question. Sorry, I'm driving. I tend to struggle. So like we had our sneak peek. I did one with Megan yesterday. We did our pod one on Tuesday, and I'm really struggling with following up with the people that I had in that pod. I feel like I kind of sent them a, hey, what did you think? I just wanted to touch base with you kind of message, but I'm getting crickets from those messages, and I just kind of don't know where to go from here now.
Is that the people in your pod, or are you talking about the sneak peek?
The sneak peek, the participants from the sneak peek. So like I think I added 7 or 8 people that I had in both of my sneak peek groups, but when I followed up with them yesterday and today, I'm still not hearing any responses from them.
Okay. Okay. So a couple of thoughts for you. Number one, I always find that when the day after a sneak peek, come out with a Facebook post that talks about how excited I am about the new coaches on my team and that I can't wait to kick off my new coach training. That starts on June 5th and spots are filling up fast. And you really like talk up your coach training, whatever you're kind of leading into. It's almost like you're inviting to a challenge group, but now you're inviting to your like next coach training. So you want to hype that up. Now you want to create the draw to all of the people that are joining your team, even if nobody has really said it. Your goal is to attract them into you. So I think if you make a post like that will help, especially if those people are online, and then it might also pull in some new people too.
Okay, awesome. I'll definitely do that today and get that out there. I also have a coach that ranked advanced, so I'm going to shout her out too.
Good.
So
good.
Hopefully that will help. Thank you.
You're welcome. And then a second thing you can do is when you follow up with those people again, I would say, I have a spot left for you. Like I'm so excited for my coach training. It starts on June 5th. I still have a spot left. I know how much you were interested in this. Do you have any questions or do you want to get on the phone and chat? Let me know either way. I don't want to give away your spot. So that would be my next follow-up that I would take when I was talking to that person. Okay. All right. Chelsea Meese, send me a private message so we can talk. Melissa Furness, is it better to run your own coach training or plug into a bigger one for new coaches? I only have 3 new coaches that need to do it. Okay, so I'm going to correct you. I have 3 coaches that want to do it. That's really exciting. All right, that's really exciting. I would absolutely create a Facebook group for those 3 coaches and yourself. If you want, you could team up with maybe a success partner, another coach that you like that maybe has a couple of coaches too. If you're on, Melissa, are you in Shannon's organization? I forget. I can't remember at the moment. Yes. Okay. So either go to Shannon and use her coach training guide, or if you have one, or you can use mine if you want to. But I have a PDF of my 30-day coach training, and I'll load that into our Facebook group, and I would copy and paste those assignments, and I would run your own little coach training, and I would set up like a weekly Zoom call with those 3 people. I think that that's really easy to do. It's not going to take a ridiculous amount of time, but I believe that their connection with you is going to be better if you're doing the coach training. And you can easily take the content that we have provided and share that, so you're not having to create something new on your own. But I do think that's going to make a big difference. So I really do. But I do believe, and this is the biggest things with a coach training, you have to understand not everybody's going to succeed, right? You know, if you have 3, maybe at the end of the month, 1 is going to participate. That's okay. Maybe all 3 will. Maybe you'll hit the jackpot. But doing the weekly Zoom call with them really makes a difference, because it's almost like their helium is deflated in their balloon, and every week you pump it back up and you give them another week of life. I do find that they really need that in that first 30 days too. So I would definitely do that. All right. Let me see. I've also considered trying to have them utilize the Coach University that I've pinned to the top of my page. I haven't had much success with getting new coaches started right. You know, and Melissa too, it's one of the other thing is you want to look at, are the coaches actually doing what you're asking them to do? So when a new coach signs up, I have this little like form that they fill out. And if they don't fill out that form, if they don't even take the steps to get started, I kind of feel like that's the writing on the wall, that they weren't really invested anyways. But if they fill out that form, I know they're taking their next step, and then I can get on the phone with them. And in the first 30 days, the goal is finding 3 to 5 people to join a challenge group so we can run a challenge group. And that's really that's like the main focus in that first 30 days, how to do social media, how to invite. So try to keep it very basic, very simple. But you know, if they're not even matching your energy at all with even getting started, it's not anything that you're doing wrong. It's not. You know the people that like, I'm ready. I've already started inviting people. Like those are the ones you're like, okay, hold on, wait a minute, you know? So that's what you're looking for. Okay. I have a person, this is Greta, with gastric bypass surgery. She needs help with meal planning. She's only to eat 1 cup of food at a time. So Greta, what I would do with her is she's clearly got a different diet, and she needs to make sure she consults her doctor about the nutrition part of it. Clearly she's not going to be able to do the quantities of food, but you could really just talk about quality of nutrition with her. You know, quality of the foods that you're eating, and just sharing like eat this versus that, and just really guide her in that direction. But you're just going to have to kind of work off of, because they have a very limited diet of what they can and can't eat. And even with Shakeology, I don't even think they can drink a full. It's probably more like half. So you're just going to want to guide her maybe on just making good choices and starting to introduce exercise in there as well. Debbie, need a better way to follow up with likes, but one on Messenger, they do not respond. So Debbie, one of the things with likes is if you're not friends with a person, when you send them a private message, it goes to their filtered or other folder. So one of the things I get in the habit of is, no matter what, I always say to the person, even if I am friends and they like or comment on something that they want more information, I always comment back. And so if somebody says, I'm interested, even if I send them a private message, I comment and say, hey, I sent you a private message. Did you get it? So that number 1, it keeps the thread alive. Number 2, they know to go and look. And then at all costs, I try to get email addresses versus Facebook message, because then you have a trail and it's easier to keep track of people through email. All right. So email is much better. All right. I get a lot of coach prospects who go silent. I do too. They're great challengers, but toss out objections like, I'm still learning. I get it. Too early in my journey. Yep. Don't have time. I try to address the objections one-on-one in my post, but I haven't been super successful at overcoming. So Alana, yes, it takes a lot longer to turn a challenger into a coach, because they have all of these preconceived notions of where they need to be at. So I think so here's another piece of advice. It takes somebody 21 times of hearing something before it sinks in. So you're going to talk to a challenger and you're going to say, you don't need to be at your goal weight. You don't need to be at your goal weight. You don't need to be at your goal weight. Until you say it 21 times, 21 different ways, then it's going to eventually stick in, right? You're going to tell your story and say, people are going to say, I don't have time. I don't have time. You're going to handle that objection 21 times of that person hearing it before it sinks in. So the bottom line is you got to beat the freaking dead horse, right? So you're going to have to handle those objections over and over and over and over again. And in the meantime, the more publicly you're doing that and the more you're doing that on social media, the more you're actually going to begin to attract people that aren't even a part of your challenge groups. So whenever you get to the point where you're like, oh God, I feel like I've said this a million times, remember the 21 times. Sharing your vision with your team, talking to your coaches about Success Club, right? I mean, how many times do I talk about Success Club and people still don't hit Success Club, right? So, you have to keep talking about it before it sinks in. So keep that in mind too. I find that my challengers take a lot longer, but once they get there, they're pretty invested for the most part. So you just have to, you're working that cold market of coaches and that warm market of people that are in your challengers at the same time. So I don't put all my eggs in just my challenger basket either. All right. Looking for a good push to diamond script. Karen, I have a bunch of scripts that I can load into our page as well for you guys too. So I will do that. And yes, it does. Yes, Marcy, that's funny. It does. It takes like 21 times. Right. Right. Anything else? Other thoughts? You're welcome. All right. One last thing before you guys go is this. As you're building your teams and you're working your way towards your goals, right? Diamond, Star Diamond, we're going to talk a little bit more about this next week, but the leadership ladder. And if you aren't familiar with the leadership ladder, really familiarize yourself with that. Building an income in this business is possible. It is really possible. Leadership ladder is really where you want to make sure that you are understanding of the benchmarks and what they mean. Like you understand the volume part of it. And as you're growing, how many of us sign a lot of discount coaches? How many of us bring in a lot of people that just want the 25% discount, right? And I can say that that was really me for a good 18 to 24 months. I was bringing in a lot of discounts. But at the same time, I was working what I was talking to Alana about, that angle of talking about the business publicly and handling the objections and getting better at the business opportunity calls, because I knew that if I didn't address that skill, that thing that I was a little bit scared about, putting myself out there about the business opportunity, that my income was never really going to take that big leap. And so I saw my shift in my business while I was still bringing in the people that more or less wanted a discount. The better I got, 5 times a day, I was chopping that axe, at that talking about the business, I began to recruit working coaches. So you can have 30 personally sponsored coaches that are all discounts and be a diamond coach, or even a 1-star because you built your husband or your mom to diamond, and be making less money than a diamond coach is because of the quality of the people that you're bringing into your business. So keep that in the back of your mind. You're getting started and you're churning and you are bringing in a lot of discount coaches, but your goal is to simultaneously get bolder and stronger and more confident about presenting the business opportunity, because that's where the shift is going to happen. And it's a process. It's going to take time, but you have to address that elephant in the room. If it is an elephant for you, if it's an area that you feel you need to improve on. All right. So that's going to be sort of segueing us into next week's discussion. But I want all of you to go out there right now and just prove to yourself that you can do this. I want you to think about that consistency, that 5 times every single day. I want you to remember, that you are only going to fail because of your lack of consistency over time, right? And taking those excuses and chucking them to the wind. And so I want you to get real focused and real disciplined over the next 7 days. And to me, quite honestly, not hitting Success Club is like death to your business. And I know it sounds silly, and I know it sounds stupid, and I know a lot of people are like, oh, it's no big deal if I don't hit it. Like, it is important. And those of you that missed Success Club, do you not feel like that? Do you feel like it's death to your business and it's like 3 times harder to gain that momentum the following month? So this is one of those things where you may be at 0 right now. You may be at 1 or 2, but you're not going down like that. You are not going down like that. I'm not letting you kill your momentum. You've come too far. You are doing way too amazing. And I don't care how you get there. I want you to get there because I need you to get that win for yourself. All right. I need you to get that for yourself, because everything you do this month, how many of you has found May to be a little more challenging? Like you're inviting 3 times as many people and yeah, me too. Like totally. I have half the number of Success Club points I had last month, but this is how I look at that situation. It's not a bad month. I'm working 3 times as hard, and June's going to be freaking amazing because I built so many new relationships with so many people, and then I know it's going to pay me forward in the end. So that's your mindset for the day. I want you guys to go out there and kick some serious you-know-what, and I'll see you guys back here next Thursday. Cool? All right. Have a good day, guys. I will see you later. Bye, everybody. Thanks, guys.